The excitement is starting to build here at the Hungaro Ring as the lights are about to go green for today's qualifying session. We expect some cars out on track any moment now.
Hey guys, welcome back to some more F1 2019 and part 13 of our career mode with Haas. And in today's episode we have the Hungarian Grand Prix. As you might have noticed, we are doing short qualifying for this weekend. That's going to be a feature of the next 3 races as I'm bulk recording for while I'm away. While you're watching this, I'll have already been in Italy for a week. I'm hoping to have a video out every day with the series alternating every 3 days, as you've probably realised if you have a look at the channel. So short qualifying today, so we'll have a couple of runs and see where we end up. Well, here we go then, round the final corner. It's not the best lap that I've ever produced, but it's going to be a 1:19.1, which gets us 6th place for the moment. It won't be 6th at the end of the session, but hopefully it'll be in the top 10. But there's plenty to improve on with that lap. Wow, that lap puts us 4th at the moment. That was an incredible lap. I don't know where that came from, but we've gone 4th for the moment. I wasn't even expecting that. You know, I thought we'd be in the top 10, but that is a really, really strong qualifying lap. And that sort of makes up for last time where we qualified 11th. We've got 2 minutes left. I'm not sure we're going to get round in time for another lap, so that might be where we finish.
To join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So there we have it then. Max Verstappen is on pole position with Pierre Gasly in 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Vettel 4th, and Leclerc in 5th, Bottas 6th, Sainz in 7th, and we qualify 8th. 3 places ahead of our teammate Nico Hülkenberg, almost like deja vu from the last race. I'll hand over now to David Croft and Anthony Davidson, who'll take you through this 2019 Hungarian Grand Prix.
To the lively Hungaro Ring, a popular destination this, nice and close to the beautiful city of Budapest, with some exciting racing to boot. Who can forget Michael Schumacher pushing his old teammate Rubens Barrichello up towards the pit wall in 2010, or those great races of 2014 and 2015 as well. The Hungaro Ring, it's like Monaco without the boats. 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, and some very tricky corners to deal with. These rainy conditions out there aren't going to help either, so it's very likely we'll see a safety car or two during today's race. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we talk about Ferrari? What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Pierre Gasly in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Charles Leclerc and Bottas, Sainz, the captain, Raikkonen and Nico Hülkenberg, Weber, Perez, Romain Grosjean and Stroll, Norris, Butler, George Russell and Kevin Magnussen. Ricciardo, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Well, we're going to add plenty of fuel into the car for the wet start. It's a wet Grand Prix, and we usually do okay in them, but, you know, there's no guarantees, of course. Starting in 8th position, ahead of our teammate Nico Hülkenberg in 10th.
Go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Raikkonen starting in 9th position, probably his highest qualifying of the season so far. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about this race. It is apparently going to be a wet-dry race, or wet-dry-wet, according to the weather forecast. But whether we'll have time to switch onto the soft tyres, I really don't know. But
the heavy rain will pass in about 5 minutes. We'll then be working with light rain conditions.
so there you go. 10 minutes we've got of this heavy rain, where we're possibly on the wrong tyres. We'll not really know until the start of the race. It's going to be really tight, and visibility is going to be poor. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how we cope with this. We've done alright in wet races so far, as I've said, but this is a different kettle of fish. So let's get our car nice and ready for the start of the race. I'm going to hit signs, very close to doing that there. So we come round the final corner, lining up Max Verstappen with his first ever pole position, Gasly in second, a Red Bull 1-2. So they're looking good at this stretch of the season. Here we go, we're lining up, taking our grid position in 8th. Can we get some more points in this Grand Prix?
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient and watch for the lights.
Lights out, oh here we go here at Hungary. We have a bit of wheel spin off the start, meaning Raikkonen can pass us. We're going to get swamped now as we go into the second phase of the start. It's really not good for us, but we're sort of taking the inside line here, down the inside of Sergio Perez. We open the steering just to make sure that we get past him there, and we're back up into 9th position. Hulkenberger's basically swapped places with us. He's in 7th now, and he's got ahead of Carlos Sainz, so well played Nico Hulkenberg. But yeah, that was a bit of a nervy start, but we're through the hard bit now.
This pace is strong, but be aware your tyres need to go the distance.
Well, you join me on lap 6, and we are closing in on Carlos Sainz. We've saved some energy up. Hulkenberg is closing in on I think Gasly ahead, and you know, we have a good pace at this stage of the Grand Prix. We seem to be switching on the tyres a bit better than Sainz is at the moment, and I do feel like if we could get past Sainz, you know, we'd have a bit of clear air to catch up to our teammate ahead. So I'm trying my best to find where the grip is and get past him.
Please, we need to charge the battery.
Oh, we're having a go at Sainz now, and we managed to make it through. Last of the late breakers there. So we're up to 8th, back to where we started this Grand Prix. Sainz is having a little look, but we should be able to hold him off. And now Hulkenberg and Gasly ahead, beckon. While everybody's coming in for soft tyres, I'm actually going to go on one more lap just to avoid, basically avoid everybody that's in the pits currently. I know I'm going to be a little bit slower this lap, but shouldn't be too much slower. And also, if it starts chucking it down, then I'm going to look like a genius as well. So let's get out there. Let's put in a decent in lap.
Line has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
And hopefully
Check your MFD.
we've made the right decision this time. Well, there goes Charles Leclerc. I don't know how well this strategy is going to go, but I feel like probably better than if we were just stacked up in the pit lane waiting for everybody to go past. So here we go, we're coming round now. We're into the pits. So how well are we gonna do?
Go, go, go. You'll be
Well,
racing.
we're away just in front of Weber, which is good. 10th. Well, we're still in the points.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
We've got a lap. Fresher tyres. Well, no, Hulkenberg is ahead. So we have lost a little bit of time, but I think we were too close to Hulkenberg to double stack, so yeah, just one of them things, isn't it? But time to push hard now and try and catch up to these guys ahead. Well, we've just put in the fastest lap, which means currently we're on for an extra point, but we'll see how long that lasts. Not very long. Max Verstappen's just put in his fastest lap. Well, Max Verstappen has won the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're pushing like hell to try and get this fastest lap. I'm not sure we're going to be able to, but we'll try our absolute best here. Lockups here and there aren't going to help. We want that extra point. I feel like we're going to get very close to it. Here we go, we're coming up to the line now. What's it going to be? Not quite. But 10th place, pretty happy with that.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible performance, Lewis Hamilton secures the top spot in the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
Let's move on to the constructors. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose good result moves them further up the championship. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, there you have it then. Max Verstappen wins the Hungarian Grand Prix. Hamilton second, Leclerc third, Bottas fourth, Vettel 5th and Gasly in 6th. We've then got Perez finishing 7th, a second ahead of Nico Hulkenberg in 8th. Raikkonen 9th and we finish 10th with a wonderful lap really. It's just a shame that you know, the pit stops worked out the way they are. Me and Nico were too close to double stack. We would have ended up outside of the points, I think, if we'd pitted alongside Nico Hulkenberg. Everybody else pitted there, but you know, we still got a point out of it, which is something to be proud of. But we're going to need to pick up our game at some point soon and try and outscore Nico Hulkenberg more often. But that is where we're going to leave it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed that, then make sure you leave a like down below. It really does help me out. It means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel for regular F1 2019 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.